start with Davros Gate, right? Let's start with Davros Gate. So this is, I think, a very interesting post that somebody made, and then we'll see how it spread to mainstream media. And Russell Davies is not taking this failure well. Look, Russell, you no, I tell you, you had a creative idea and it was a bad one and it failed. It failed on every level. Don't start crying like a bitch, right? But this guy, now I've seen his Davros chair. It's really quite beautiful, right? It's really remarkable what this guy did. And again, I never thought of it as a wheelchair, but okay. For those who follow my Davros journey, I have never broken cover. But today I feel like I must say something that's truly from the heart. And I can't do that unless you know who I am and what makes me who I am. This may well be a very long post. Well, listen, dude. Firstly, just the work you put into making this beautiful Davros chair, like staying like it is beautiful. I absolutely adore this. Now, I'm assuming it's a riff on the stained glass Starlet from that Big Finish play, but it's whatever the idea comes from, it's really fantastic, right? So he's got like a bunch of replies that. Okay, fine. The Children Need Special was a delight. Is this where it started? Was a delight. A small mini episode of a way to see the Genesis Giant bring back Julian Beats in a semi-comedic way, and amusing and dark. Julian certainly stole the show, and I really enjoyed. I have subsequently seen Rusty Davies' interview regarding his thoughts on Davros, and I feel compelled to speak, even if my words do not reach as many and do not change anything. I can't simply ignore the what I fundamentally disagree with. In the interview, he states, but again, this thing is fantastic. In the interview, he states that times aside, culture, tastes have moved on, and there's one thing that is clear to me, that all these things have got worse. There is more hate and division, worse taste, and precious little time to do anything about it. More and more, we live in a world where we're told how to think. Let's zoom in on this. I mean, like, that what people goes into these things is just fantastic. I mean, I even like the Imperial astrometric droid, right? But yeah, look how beautiful that thing is. How to think, how to act, how to live by people in positions of considerable privilege that have precious little idea what it's like to actually do it, right? They tell us what the world should look like to further their agenda, making the world that exists on their terms. A bit like Davros, I suppose you could say. I believe Davis' approach to writing this new Davros comes from a place of compassion. Well, that's the real horror and tragedy of the woke mind virus, right? That it comes from the best of intentions. It harnesses your goodness and uses it for evil, right? And that's really what I feel it does. New Davros comes from a place of compassion, inclusivity in the art is something that should be encouraged and celebrated. I agree completely. This particular change, however, comes in response to an issue that just doesn't exist. No, I was saying that the other day. I don't remember anybody oppressing anybody in wheelchair. Davros. Who connects being in a wheelchair with evil? What about Ironside? I mean, it's really the most ridiculous thing. It really genuinely is. By the way, that Emperor Dalek in the background looks pretty darn cool. Look at that. That's awesome. Man. Do not fight in here. It simply doesn't exist. The rewriting of Davies is an attempt to fix a portrayal of a character who was not problematic in the first place. Again, look at this work. Freaking beautiful. Oh, right. It's uncanny. What's this now? Absolutely incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. Davros, a wheelchair user who is evil. Well, firstly, I can argue that's his life support module, not a wheelchair, because it isn't, right? Just the argument to say, let's say it is. In a bizarre quirk of fate, I work in disability on a daily basis. What does working disability mean? I wonder. I work in disability on a near daily basis. I help disabled people lead more independent lives. Well, good for you, right? Absolutely good for you, blimey. That's a real meritorious thing to do. Wow. Wow, well, good person. Okay, I was just legitimately blown away by somebody being, obviously a very selfless person. They definitely want a life without pity or favor. Exactly. I mean, there are some who do. I mean, there's some who lap up every bit of pity and favor. Certain Doctor Who YouTuber I can mention, which I'm not going to. I understand what they go through due to my particular understanding of Davros. The subject has a tendency to come up quite regularly. In my many appearances in public, I also met loads of disabled people, whether it be through work or the events I attend. So he made like a regular Davros and a stained glass window Davros. This guy is so cool. I always get the same responses. Some fear, very often shock, but always joy. Not because Davros is nice, but because he's loved. And he is loved because he's an interesting bloody character, which has been totally sucked away from him now, right? There is really nothing interesting about this new Davros. It's just very boring, right? It really is. He's just a generic guy, cousin Lurch character, right? It's this really, really boring. And then this is what the woke mind virus does every time. Like, oh, we can't do that. So, like, God, I mean, you could at least try to make it memorable, but at that point, come up with something new, right? Come up with something new, rather than. And why take away scarring as well? Like, I just thought because he was really old. I didn't realize that. What is that? They don't want to upset people who are scarred. Jesus, everything about this is so weird, right? It just is. Because it's very much part of the history of the show. His appearances are always special. Yes. Not once have I met a disabled person who was offended by me. So many have simply said they wanted a chair like that, and this associating disability with evil is all in his head. Yes, it is, Russell. And it's tragic. Again, this is what the woke mind virus does. It makes you think that oppression is there when it's not there. And again, this is just what it does. Evil comes in all forms, all races, all genders, all abilities. Yeah, we got to this place in the 2000s, and we saw it like we stepped backwards. We cannot stand by and allow the cancellation of something for fear of an offence that doesn't exist. I know very few of you made it this far. Well, no, I mean, firstly, I don't think into this rant. I don't think this is a rant. I think this is a very eloquent speech. Very, very concisely and clearly outlining your objection in a very strong manner, right? I don't think it's a rant at all. But I'm nearly done. Davros has personally saved my mental health. It brought me and those who met me joy that I could never adequately explain. But what it means to me means the universe to me. I will not go quietly. I will continue. I am Davros. Right. It is beautifully stated, says Chris. Like, I mean, really, really, really beautifully stated. And again, clearly a very eloquent and talented person, right? So good for you, good for you. And so this is the only person. This is not the only person who has responded back, right? Let's go and look over here. Doink. Share screen. There we go. Doink. So Ian Levine, right? Speaking as a disabled man in a wheelchair, I'm highly offended by Russell Davis' claim that Davros no longer to be in a wheelchair for fear of offending people like me. What the hell? What the hell comes next? Changing a Dalek for fear of offending a salt shaker? World gone mad. I do tend to agree, right? So Russell didn't take this well. I mean, like this video has been ratioed beyond belief. I think the ratio has actually gone up now. Right, it's been ratioed beyond ratioed. See if I can find it. 1 second. YouTube, but it actually got worse. Right, that thing that blew me away. It actually got worse. I got to find it. Go through too many YouTube clips. Oh man, I can see me making that video. There we go. No. Like it's incredible. It's really weird going back and watching your watching obsession. Oh, here it is. No, that is this the one? I can't remember. I think it is. Hang on. Yeah, it's worse. It's 1,000 likes to 2,000.2 dislike. Yeah, it's doing very badly, right? It's doing and quite rightly so. It was a shit idea, Russell. Get over it. Daniel was apoplectic, right? Daniel was very, very upset. Scottish Davros. And again, you see Russell here would just throw his toys out the pram, looking very unprofessionally, right? Davros isn't a wheelchair user. He's a partially mutated Khaled and a life support system halfway between Khaled and Dalek. And, that's why you said that the Doctor could suddenly gender swap. It's a Time Lord. Oh, we could be edited. Well, okay, then stick to rules. No. Oh, it's like the president of Argentina. They when it's you when it's their side they have one rule, and when it's the other side they have a totally different rule, right? Like I was perfectly fine seeing Davros pre-accident. I think a lot of fans have wanted to see this sometime, but this says that this is for better representation of disabled is utterly bizarre. If you're going to pretend, as you suggest, Davros was never in the chair or he just got better, so that undermines one of the greatest villains Doctor Who ever created. I mean, it really does, right? It really does, and it doesn't add; it just detracts. To which Rusty Davis replied, "Tough. You couldn't just like let it take the high road, let it go. No, because at that point he believed his own farts. He believed Twitter, right? Would we change the Sideman next so they don't upset our friends with prosthetic limbs? Oh, poor baby, cry face. So look again, Russell, you had a very bad idea, and it worked out very badly, and now you're crying like a bitch. Like, there's nothing about this that is coming off good for you, mate. Right? This has not been a good day for you. So now it's reached national paper again. Compare these two. It's ridiculous, right? It's genuinely ridiculous, right? It's like in terms of quality, I mean, it's not even close in any way, shape, or form. You have one that looks cool and exciting, and you have one who's rent-a-villain, instantly forgettable. And why even bother get what's the name, man? Is it Andrew Beach back? I'm like, just what a waste! What an insane, incredible waste it is. Do you really think anybody's ever going to remember your new Davros? No, no one's buying an action figure of that. Only to make a point, right? That's the only chance anybody's actually going to buy an action. It's just to make a bloody point, right? Because it's shit. I hate to be like, look, Russell, everybody has shit ideas sometimes. Stop being a little bitch. Anyway, Doctor Who fans fury. Doctor Who fans outraged after iconic villain Davros returns to the show, but looks very different. Fans slam the show as woke. Well, correctly, obviously, because it obviously is woke. Right? Yes. The reason they're slamming it as being woke, because it's woke, right? That's why. Doctor Who fans are outraged. I'll tell you, I hope Daniel got in this somehow. I told him when I was on the stream with him with Noel, get in touch with the Mirror or the Sun or the Metal, someone, right? Your story is worth a lot to them right now. After he kind of returned to the show, standing up and no longer disfigured. The Dalek creator has been depicted with withered features in a mobile life support system since it first appeared in 1975. But when Julian Beach went out to reprise a role on Friday in Children in Need with David Tennant, he was able-bodied and unscathed. The BBC drama boss, Russell Davies, said he took issue with Davros being a wheelchair user who is evil. Well, you're a prejudicial prat then, sadly, Russell. Right? So again, and again, prejudicial just out of stupidity, rather than anything else. I'm sorry, I was looking at not McLean, who I don't know who that is, but she looks like she's an awfully good swimmer. No, I'm easily distracted. He said, a lot of us on the production team did too, associating disability with it. Your production team are all woke morons, right? You need to hire that Argentinian president, Javier Milei, right? No, of Wendy, right? As he said to the DEI, yeah, that's who you need to hire. But shit leftists. I mean, that guy's awesome, right? But why'd you call them shit? Because they are shit. I mean, that guy is shit. There's awesome back awesome. More of him. The movement's been slammed as woke by fans. Yes, it has. And look, I mean, honestly, is this going to succeed? Right? I haven't seen anything woke succeed before. Right? I really haven't. And there's been a lot of woke shit. And it's all failed, right? They managed to pretend it succeeded for a while. Like Captain Marvel, right? But like, we all know it didn't succeed. Right? I want to tell you. Like we all know it did bad. That's why your sequel, you delayed, what, 5 years more? And it's in the toilet, right? Nobody wants to see it. Because it didn't succeed. Because it's shit. Right? And you just got to accept it. Sometimes you do shit. This is shit. Right? This is shit. Just like the Spider Daleks probably would have been. Right? Can we find that? Spider Dalek, the test animation. So 3 set edits awful, right? Fine. Yeah, no, I can't find the video I'm looking for. The only one I can find is like so low res, it's unbelievable. Anyway, what comes next? Changing Dalek for fear of a short staker. Rob Keeley added, what's offensive to treating disabled people as the same? Assuming we're all automatically identify with one another. Exactly. How about, again, Russell, you used to treat people as people. Right? That was a lot better. All right? You can have good people, you can have bad people. It doesn't matter if you use a wheelchair or not. He said Davros will look like that, and now Davros looked like that, and now it looks like that. And we're absolutely standing by that. You do that, mate. Right? You do that. And it's going to work out badly for you, right? You stand by it as much as you want. I don't think, okay, what has succeeded that Disney has done? Nothing, right? Woke Disney? Nothing. And essentially the same story in the mail. They got a few more. What? Look, this or this? Fuck me. How dumb do you have to fucking be? Oh, we could go this way. Oh, yeah. Iconic villain that lasts forever. Or we could do Rent-A-Ghost over here. Like, what? Fuck me. It's so dull. I nearly lost my erection. God, it's so dull. Oh, I got it back in. Don't ask how. Radio Free Evan says, I guess they're coming from Davros' sample representation, but I do think it's incredibly lame. They got rid of the forehead eye. Yeah, exactly. Everything about this is lame. I'd rather left Davros in the past than try and rewrite history. Yes. My granddad was disabled, World War II vet, very self-sufficient despite being in a wheelchair, and was also activist for disabled access. He would have no problem with Davros since he's a strong character. Yes! Who succeeded and overcame his obstacles of his disability. Yeah, I ain't like seeing him as evil wheelchair user is so dumb, right? It is just so incredibly dumb, right? You know how dumb it is? I think we can sum up how dumb it is with this next article. Doctor Who's Chris Chibnall praises wonderful Davros reinvention. Tell you, Chris, mate, there are a few people who have who have somebody's back as much as Russell Davies has your back, right? Oh my God. That is crazy, right? I can't believe how much Russell Davies has Chris Chibnall's back. Weirdly, for what? And again, Chris Chibnall, like, why would I listen to your idiot opinion, Chris? Right? The promise, these two peaks, as it went down and down and down, was the promise of it being slightly less shit. I am intrigued. Like, again, if this new era is a woke lecture fest, which we're going to read some reviews in a few minutes, and it indicates that it will be, then I don't think it's going to work. I don't think you're going to get an audience, right? I think they're going to get an initial audience, but I think it'll go the same way as this. Down, down, down. I mean, I'd be amazed if the first week does badly. But, like, the Davros shit really hurt it, okay? Former showrunner speaks to the importance of occasionally ripping up the rule book. How the fuck would you know? You're an absolute fucking failure. Like, how much more could any human being have failed than Chris Chibnall's work on Doctor Who? Yeah, well, you did so well. What's the next job you got? Oh, right, you couldn't get a job in TV again. Right, Russell Davies, the show was cancelled. Russell Davies essentially came in to save Doctor Who, and this bullshit is what he's done. Me, not good news, mate. Speaking of how important it is to rep the rulebook, exclusive to the Radio Home. He's speaking exclusive to the Radio Times because nobody wants to speak to him. Like, it's not. If I speak exclusively to the Radio Times, I'm not speaking exclusively to the Radio Times. Nobody gives a shit what I say. Okay, that's not speaking exclusively, right? I'm speaking exclusively to this bottle of water. Hello, bottle of water. Fuck me. Nobody else would talk to me. So it's not speaking to me exclusively. That's true. That's true. I don't think you would characterize our era as being sacred to move the surgery about. No, you destroyed it, if you recall. And again, fuck me. There's nobody. You should hope you have a friend as good as Russell Davies is a friend to Chris Chibnall. Holy shit. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable how much Russell T. Davies loves Chris fucking Chibnall, right? Like, one of the greatest script writers ever, alive today, is doing unending shit to essentially to make his predecessor look better. Okay, that's a nice guy. That's a very nice guy. I mean, listen, I also used to think Michael Jackson was a fantastic host, right? He would invite you around to his house, he'll get you drunk, he'll let you ride his roller coaster, and he'll give you a blowjob, as long as you're a 5-year-old, right? I'm not that good a host. I'm not giving you a blowy. You're not even getting on my fucking roller coaster, frankly. I think I'll sully it with you. Everybody who runs it and everybody who writes it, everybody who works on it loves it. Well, okay, I'm glad you like it, but you made a shit decision. Anything that happens on it comes from a position of love. Yeah, but with you, Chris, it was a position of self-love. And, it wasn't such a respectful position. It was more like, locking yourself in the bathroom, self-love, and sounding like there's two raw chickens being banged together a lot and walking out in shame. Shame. There was a lot of shame in your era, wasn't it, darling? I think what's lovely about the sketch is that Russell says, not a sketch. No, fully Scott. Oh, fuck off, it was a sketch. If you just called it a sketch, it would have been... And funnily enough, had you had Davros actually in it, not your piece of shit, again, if you had this guy in it, right, it would have been really funny. This guy wasn't funny. This guy would have been funny. Fuck off. I think what's lovely about the sketch is Russell's clearly cheeky with it. He's respectful and disrespectful. No, he's just a twat. He's just a condescending twat. Right? It wasn't being respectful, wasn't being disrespectful. He might be in both, but he was, on top of all of it, being a condescending twat. Oh, man. And we can live without condescending twats, frankly. Right? And it's delightful. But actually, there's a lot to break down this here. So, where you go, he's moves things on. Again, I firmly believe they'll give some probably by the third special, some universe explanation about why canon doesn't work anymore, right? To keep it evolving, keep it changing against the world that's being a little bit ahead of the world. General said, I think the joy of seeing David back on screen as a doctor really is profound. No, it was Jodie was fucking awful. That's why they had to keep saying, oh, Jodie's wonderful, because she was fucking awful. How fucking awful? That fucking awful, right? She was fucking awful, right? And I'm sorry that you're having trouble processing how fucking awful she was, but she was awful. So everyone's happy to see David Tennant back, so everyone loves David Tennant. And again, it's like it's all going to pull against each other. Even that little children need scene, just the joy comes. Oh, fuck off! You like God, you bore it. God, how much longer is this fuckface talking? Shut up! I thought you were gone. Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. The Chips of Doom. Let's look at the one show. Right, I can't. I can't do that anymore.
First Doctor to do the double shift. Please welcome Russell T. Davies and David Tennant.
Yay. Now, again, look at Russell T. Davies. Is he shitting himself at this point? He seems like he's sweating. Yes. Yeah, okay. Look at that smile. That's shitting himself, Russell T. Davies. Yeah, he's not smiling with his eyes. He's smiling with his mouth. He's shitting himself.
Join us. Thanks very much.
Good evening. I have no idea what the one show is.
Good evening.
Is it like Pebble Mill? Or is it like nationwide? It's basically nationwide 2023, right?
David, I'll start with you because your last words before you were regenerated back in 2010 were, I don't want to go.
How prescient that turned out to be.
Here you both are.
Yeah, look, Russell Davies is in salesman shitting himself mode. I think he knows the data of Davros Gate, right? He knows it worked out very, very badly, right? I think he's shitting himself. And I think the pushback he got from people with disability really shook him, right? I think it really was like, what? Wait, what? I don't, what? I don't understand. But I think it really genuinely shook him, right? That's my opinion.
Oh, yeah. So who decided to come back first out of the two of you?
That's tricky, isn't it? It was kind of a...
Well, you know, I think this story has a semblance of truth to it, right? That they were... He'll speak for himself. They're doing the watch-alongs, and they said, "Oh, let's give it a go again."
Group thing, almost. We did the online things in the pandemic where everyone went online and fans all got together and talked about Doctor Who. Yeah. That made Catherine Tate say to you, "Well, do you fancy coming back?"
Wouldn't it be fun if we got the band back together for one last go? She had that conversation.
Well, we all thought that, right? We all thought that, and then we saw Children in Need, and wanted to shove a fist up her ass.
With you.
To me. And then I literally thought it was my job to pass that on to the BBC. I thought, well, I've got to report this. I don't get two big stars like this saying they want to do Doctor Who and I can't not tell them.
Why would...
See, there I think there's a bit of fudging, right? I think he knew how badly Doctor Who was in this shit, right? And we have interviews from before Jodie came on saying, well, if she did badly, we'd have to come back and refix it. Well, that's exactly what he did, right? Although he's not. It's about to blow up in your face, Russell.
But we all kind of thought it would disappear, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
we had a bit of a taste, didn't we, on Friday night because you did the sketches.
That's right.
Yeah, and you had your ass handed to you, didn't you?
Yes.
It
actually caused people to ask for their money back from children in need, right? I actually went and beat up a couple of kids to take their money away from them just so they could be in need, right? So, because that's how angry I was.
But what can you tell us about these 3 special episodes?
Please watch them, please watch them, please watch them. That's basically what he says.
I mean, we never really like to give much away, Alex, do we?
Come on, you're amongst friends.
We say the facts. 3 Saturdays.
Go on, facts.
3 Saturdays in a row.
Yes.
Yes. Doctor
Yes.
Who lives on a Saturday, I think, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
oh, yeah,
It lives on a
definitely,
Saturday
yeah.
night.
And it's not a 3-part story. You can watch each one separately.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, just step in. If you missed the first, don't worry about it. Please, please. I'll get fuck me if I fuck this up with the chicks and the dicks, but it's not fair for chicks and dicks. But it's not fair for the rest of the world. Oh no.
And they're all different. One's like a big family film. One's very scary. One's insane.
Yes, they're very different. Each one is really quite unique. The first one.
So big family film, that must be Starbeast. Okay, yeah, that is Starbeast, right? But that one strikes me as probably the most simplistic of them because it's got the job of reintroducing Doctor Who, essentially. Right? I mean, Children in Need was a trailer, but this is a relaunch, right? This is the relaunch, right? And it's kind of a significant relaunch to introduce the new era, right?
One is a sort of recognised, the sort of world of Doctor Who that you recognise, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second one is unlike any episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, that looks
ever
scary,
done
yeah,
before.
yeah.
And the third one is bananas.
That's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Shall we?
So again, I think the third one's going to be like a huge action adventure special. I think the first one's going to be traditional Doctor Who, and I think the second one is going to be, scary, right? Was it a Fright-thon? 3 very special episodes.
Yeah, have a little.
Ron Harris says he's worried that your dad is worried much. See, Ron, I'm guessing you're a socialist, right? Or somebody left wing, because I find people with that outlook have a very shallow worldview, right? And think it's all about having money or having resources or having something. No, it's about not. I think there's a lot of pride on the line on this one for Russell, right? And I think he's. Look, maybe he'll pull it off, right? Maybe he will absolutely pull it off. I don't know, right? I don't know. We'll find out, right? Maybe he'll pull it off. I don't see how he's going to do it, but maybe I think if it's preachy, he's in a lot of trouble for the second week.
Look.
Go on, then.
Come on.
It's a trailer.
That's great. David, so explain to us how the 10th Doctor can come back as the 14th.
Well, if only the Doctor understood that. But it has happened.
Again, this is going to be a major plot point. But him saying that timelines are, timelines of cadenar fracture are rupturing, right? That's a plot point.
The Doctor has regenerated and...
we should come up with a reason, really, shouldn't we?
An old face has come back.
And the clothes regenerated. I think that's a big deal.
Why would that
But
be?
he looks confused.
Yeah, he is confused.
You know?
Look, there he
He's
is
like,
confused.
I've been in this skin before.
Yeah. So it's that's sort of part of the story. A kind of why am I here again?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then of course he bumps into Donna Noble again, Catherine Tate.
Before I want to...
Yeah, look, Russell looks like he's shitting himself. And saying, thank God I got the insanely charming David Tennant to sell this.
Ask you a question about that, actually, but before we do, will people notice any differences before, with your last 2 Doctors?
I mean, there wouldn't be any point in me coming back to then play it completely differently. I don't think.
No.
That'd be a little bit
Big disappointment.
We like
peculiar, wouldn't it?
familiarity.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is. I mean, in terms of this is the 14th Doctor, so I have been Jodie Whittaker and Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith in between.
Yeah.
So
Well, I believe you had 2 of the 3.
I have that. I carry that experience with me.
Fair enough. And on Donna, what I was going to say is, obviously, she plays your sidekick, Donna Noble.
Don't say sidekick, fuck me. You could hear Rusty Davies want to like leap up and say, no, she's an independent woman, a powerful woman of her own right. He's like, no. I've got to keep my idiot mouth shut.
Take pleasure psychic. Sorry, Donna Noble. You wiped her memory 13 years ago.
I know.
So,
and if she remembers anything about the doctor, her brain will melt and she will die.
We're in trouble.
Right. So
Speaking of brain melting and we're all dying, Rossley Davies, woke mind virus, baby.
that's quite a tricky place to start.
wow. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of these questions are going to be answered in the first. Maybe they will.
Russell, your inspiration was Star Beast. This is a comic, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Many years ago, in 1979, there was a Doctor Who comic strip, which is fantastic, written by Pat Mills, drawn by Dave Gibbons, who were titans of the comics industry.
They became that. I honestly, but so in terms of the adaptation, I think Human Nature, Family of Blood, right, compared to the book, not novel Human Nature, significantly different. The beats are the same, right, or even Jubilee compared to Dalek, right? And that's a bit looser, but that you're going to ruin Russell. Look, I mean, yeah, they are going to have some chicks with dicks in it.
About a little alien, the sweet little Meep, falling to Earth, being lost, wanting to get back home, and making friends with school children. I mean, David Hammond's really right. Russell generally looks shook. Yeah, he didn't. He believed his own bullshit when he said, "Oh, it's just toxic fast." No, it's normal people. You'd think that was stolen off ET. That was printed 2 years before ET.
Yeah,
it actually precedes it. It's
the ET ripoff was called Skiz, and written by Alan Moore.
Great story. So when I came back, I just thought, why not adapt a really brilliant story?
Yeah. I remember reading it. I remember getting Doctor Who Weekly as a kid. So when I opened the script and I said,
so you were like, oh, hang on.
I remember that. Yeah.
Was it quite difficult to bring sort of a comic to life on screen? Because it looks quite comic-y, doesn't it? You know, the effect.
Look, the adaptation. That's the thing. Really annoyingly, so much of this is so brilliant. All right. Question is, will it be just completely tainted?
Yes,
I mean, that's part of the fun of it.
Yeah.
And the Meep is a great creature, so innocent, so sweet, and so lovely.
So
you just
cute.
wanted to be saved.
Everybody will want one for Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Where are the toys? Where are the plushies?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
But no, it's my job to make those things work. And you tie that in with the story of Donna, who starts seeing aliens and remembering what's going on. Yeah. So you get that to dovetail, and it's quite a mix.
Yeah, and the Meep is played. The voice of the Meep is Miriam Margolyes.
Wait, I mean, who doesn't love Miriam?
Me, I can't stand her. Genuinely can't stand her. Makes me want to retch.
Who doesn't love her?
And when you look at Meep quite closely, you think, oh, Meep looks like Miriam.
There she is. Yeah.
You do that. We film Miriam when she's doing the voice, so they map some of that onto the CGI
Well, it's
face.
working.
Again, CGI, it looks fantastic. I mean, it just does. The Meep rocket ship looks fantastic.
Very well. And then you've brought back like an evil character from the 1960s, the Toy Maker, played by Neil Patrick Harris.
Again, this looks like brilliance to me, right? I mean, brilliant casting, brilliant idea. Like, yes, I think this looks like brilliance.
Why did you want to bring this particular character back?
He's a great big cosmic. In the third episode, he comes back in the third episode. The stakes are raised. I mean, it might be obvious that actually.
Okay, so we're really not seeing him till the third episode. First episode is Star Beast, and then maybe we'll see a bit of Neil Patrick Harris. Second episode, they're in the weird, freaky one where the TARDIS goes running away and probably comes back as the new TARDIS. And the third one is the big budget ending, right? Which looks like it's going to be huge.
David's Doctor is not around forever, and there was a new one waiting in the
What?
wings.
What?
Sorry.
Call my agent.
Sacked live on air. What can I say? But so there is things are going to get climactic. They're going to get dangerous. They're going to get astonishing. So, and you need a bigger villain as you possibly can. And Neil Patrick Harris is just stunning.
The man.
I mean, what?
I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot of interviews with Russell Davies. He's normally a lot more relaxed. And this is the one fucking show. Who cares?
Bit of casting that was.
Absolutely.
We were all very chuffed when he
He's
turned up.
terrifying.
Yeah.
He's wild.
Yeah.
He's wild, isn't he?
Russell,
Can't
David,
wait.
thank you both. Honestly, it's been absolute. But people are excited about this, aren't they? Really excited.
Again, one second. Look.
Oh my
What a
God.
bit of casting that was. We were all
Absolutely.
very chuffed when he
He's
turned up.
terrifying.
Yeah.
He's wild.
Yeah.
He's wild, isn't he?
Russell,
Can't
David,
wait.
thank you both. Honestly.
All right. That is not a relaxed smile. That is, I am shitting myself smile. Right? He's normally bubbly. He's more relaxed. He's not. Yeah. There's something going on with this.
This has been up to it, but people are excited about this, aren't they?
I mean, yes.
Really excited.
Beyond.
Good.
Well, the 60th anniversary special starts this Saturday.
100 episodes. Doctor Who has.
So you get look, Russell Davies. So somebody I was speaking to somebody earlier said I heard he didn't say anything too terrible because he was shitting himself, right? He was shitting himself. Probably the reason shitting himself for that review started coming out, right? Let's have a look over here. Doink. So this is from the BBC website, right? David Tennant and Catherine Tate, spoilers in this. Be warned, there will be spoilers. David Tennant and Catherine Tate returned in the Starbase for the first of the Doctor Who 6th anniversary specials. Neil Armstrong tells fans what to expect. Neil Armstrong? Like a bit of a come down from being first man on the moon. As long-running UK science fiction show about the eponymous Doctor, a Time Lord travels through space and time, celebrates 60th anniversary. Writer Rusty Davies is back for another stint in charge. It's effectively the third new beginning of the show of the original run 63-89, the revival 2005, and now obviously huge fan of the original series. Davies was responsible for the Nautilus return, presiding over Christopher Eccles and David Tennant eras. His comeback has been greeted with jubilation by fans, and that's really where the crushing disappointment is coming from, because it was greeted with jubilation by fans, right? Jubilation by fans, by those who felt that the recent seasons had not been the best. When you mean turgid shit that made you want to just shoot yourself in the face. Yeah. The Power of the Doctor, the final episode of the Chris Chibnall stint as the most recent showrunner, and again, his most successful episode. His only drawback was having Jodie Whittaker in it. Pulled, and also, yes, what's the name? Mandigo. Pulled a sign of a coup de theatre by the end of the episode by having the latest 30th incarnation of the Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, regenerate as the 10th Doctor, played by David. Well, not really, whatever. Rather than newly announced it, we all knew, and it wasn't. This was Rusty Davies. She filmed a blank regeneration, and that's how it was going to end. And then they worked out. He didn't even know till 2 days before it was announced Rusty Davies was coming back. Where was it? Now we have Tennant, one of the most popular incarnations of the Time Lord, back in the saddle with 6th anniversary before Gatwa gets the keys to the celebrated space time machine, the TARDIS. And honestly, that's the thing I'm still most excited about, seeing the new TARDIS, right? Really, it is. In it, the Doctor is as much as dark as we are, as wise back to his old self. Tennant is not the only returning veteran. One of the Doctor's companions, their best friend, Donna Noble, Catherine Tate, is back too. For complicated reasons, they when they were last hanging out together 15 years ago, Doctor had to wipe her memory to save her life. If she ever remembers, she will die, right? The story that Donna has accepted that life is a bit of the story that Donna has accepted is that she had a bit of a breakdown that caused her to forget everything, but she has a vague sense of something missing. And she says, "I sang lovely, and it's gone." I mean, she really delivers it well. Some nights I lie in bed thinking, "What have I lost?" Again, all this stuff I think works very well. She is happily married with a teenage daughter, Rose Yasmin Finney, who actually has a penis too. So, man, it's like best of all worlds. But domestic peace is now firmly disrupted. The Doctor, soon after arriving in London, is distracted by a spaceship crashing, sounds like traditional Rusty Davies, and races to the scene. One of the escapees is Meep, voiced by Mimran Golis, a cute, furry, big-eyed alien. Meep says that it's pursued by monsters who want to kill it. And plot-wise, that's about all we're allowed to tell you. Okay, I hear it, right? There's a big change since the last season. In fact, Disney Plus is now the distributor for the Doctor Who internationally. Not here in Israel. Man, pissed off about that. Right? It's not even on the schedule here in Israel. The deal where Disney BBC was out last year, and all the warning signs that they said then, turned out to be true. You will look, so it seems anyway. Announced last year, and it presumably means that the show has a much bigger budget. It does have a bigger budget, that's true. Davies told GQ that it was more than he ever had to work with, so we can see the money on the screen. Again, I believe he's dedicated to all that, right? I really think he is. I just think he's had this stupid idea of like a stupid woke idea, and who knows how many more he's going to have. Like, again, that stupid woke idea destroyed Davros. Like one of the greatest characters in British pop culture, right? The fact, in fact, where was it? Well, I don't miss that. So you can see the money on the screen. So yeah, I believe. Well, no, not really. Whoa, 1 second. So can we see the money on screen? Well, no, not really, not yet. Bloody hell. There might be a few more extras in the battle scenes, but the special effects are unremarkable. Fuck me. What? I'm a bit shocked. This is the big. So can we see the extra of that money on screen? And I just, said, oh yeah, I'm sure you can. No. In fact, it's difficult to imagine even the most fervent fan being anything other than a little underwhelmed by this special. Oh. If you measure Doctor Who episodes on scale, it runs from whimsical to terrifying, but is very much at the whimsical end of the range. Yeah, because that's really where you can be if you're not allowed to offend anyone. And you worry about microaggressions, right? There's a twist you can see coming galaxies away. Yeah, we know. Okay, spoiler warning, Meep is bad, not good, right? And the comedy consists mostly of Donna shouting, what the hell? Shit. Okay. If you love Doctor Who, you'll probably enjoy it. Well, I love Doctor Who. Tennant's Doctor is still a charismatic charmer and still makes liberal use of the firm hold hair gel. As Rose, old companion Rose, not new character Rose, once remarked, great hair, really great hair. There's a lot of fan-pleasing stuff. The Sonic Screw side seems to have a serious operating upgrade. A promising new character, Shirley Ann Bingham, played by Ruth Madeley, is introduced. She's a scientific advisor, number 56. Well, she's an wheelchair, so we know she can't be evil. To the Doctor's one-time employer, military organization unit. I'll scientific advisor number 1, says the Doctor. But if you have been indifferent to Who, this won't convert you. Fuck me. This is exactly the thing it needed to do. Right? If you're altogether new to the show, you'll probably wonder what all the fuss has been about. This is not good news. Let's be clear. This is not good news. Blimey. And all the show has always been progressive. Look at the number of stories over the decade, for example, about threats to the environment. This special is preachy. Oh, and by the end, little more of a delivery system for the message. This is a normie review. This will kill the viewership for the second week. More of that same bollocks. It was the same with the woman with the blonde hair. Doctor Who's no good anymore. This might kill Doctor Who. I mean, it won't do because they're filming season 15 now, so it's going that long at least. So what does this bode for the future Doctor in the new season, which will begin next year? Following these 3 specials and a Christmas and shooting Gatwa properly, it's difficult to say. But let's hope the imminent appearance of Neil Patrick Harris as a classic villain, the Toymaker, in the 3rd and final special will really kick this era new era with a bang. That's not a good review from the BB fucking C, right? That's not a good review. Holy crap, that's really bad. 1 second. Yeah, we'll come back to that in a second. So this article says exactly. Critics share strong first reactions. Let's see. Slightly more human. So he said he'll be slightly more human than when he played the role the first time. Question is then, does it deliver on the promise despite the hype of being at all-time high? Thankfully, the answer is a resounding yes. So who's this from, though? Total Film. Don't trust them. Right? Access Media. Don't trust them. The Davies kicks off a whole new era of Doctor Who with style, providing a warm embrace for already dedicated Doctor Who and welcoming with open arms those who are new, who would to the widely adored show. Sure, we do see the Doctor Who fighting off aliens, but the story dives much deeper than that, exploring the more complex themes of relating to identity, all of which is beautifully handled with a sensitive touch. Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Many characters may be otherworldly, but David understands that ultimately Doctor Who is a very human show. This is a really bad news. Right? The stream also weighed in, calling it classic Doctor Who. The special really works well as a new starting point for first-time viewers. As mentioned, people who haven't necessarily watched the show in some time. Well, again, that's most people now. I mean, look at that. That's most people. Equally, Tennant and Tate double act as one of the main reasons to watch. That's basically all they got right now. All right. Yeah. These are kind of like chilly reviews, right? I know what to tell you. I'm gonna be watching anyway, but I don't know. Nothing sounds like it's gonna be very good, right? Nothing sounds like it's gonna be very good. Here's what they were gonna do. Where is it? So David Tennant said they originally planned to do a flashback special, an unseen event from years before. Tennant explained it would have been... one second. However, it seems it wasn't always going to be the case. As Tennant has now revealed, Radio Times magazine, the returning showrunner, Rusty Davies, originally planned for the flashback episode starring Tennant and Tate set during season 4. Well, he didn't know who'll be taking over showrunner. It would have been an unseen event from years before. Russell immediately had the idea for a story, which I'm not going to mention because I don't think it's seen the light of day. It certainly wouldn't have been an ongoing story, but I hope one day he does use it because it sounded great. I'm intrigued. Honestly, I think that would have been better, frankly. Had he come back for like 3 special and then had somebody else, somebody you can trust, Toby Whithouse, as I said, run it from there on in. Look, there are some good things to it being the 60th anniversary. I am looking forward to the Daleks again, doing 2 shows on Thursday, right? One at my normal 5 o'clock slot. I'm going to knock off, and then at 7:30, I'll watch the Daleks. 9 o'clock, I'll come back, and I'll do a review of it that night, right? That going on. And I just saw this came out. This is absolutely beautiful. I love this. Look at this new photo of Tom Baker for the 60th, right? I mean, it just looks... But here, back... We'll come back to Tom Baker again, don't worry. Doctor Who the Star, he's very tired. So what about these brilliant newbies? Yasmin Finney is her best when interacting with Meep. She makes her Doctor Who debut with Donna's daughter Rose, and marks one of the show's first ever trans characters. Discussions about identity are not glossed over, and it's not hard to see how important that representation is going to be for generations of fans. Yeah, it's going to be important because people are going to turn off, right? Why may people not turn off? Well, here's 2 good reasons. Yes, put Millie Gibson and Bonnie Langford together. They both become slightly more fuckable. I don't know why the Zubaloff is behind them, but yes, I feel they're doing the same. Millie Gibson is just crazily hot, right? But on the upside, this Tom Baker is nice, right? I know what to tell you. Bloody hell. It's it doesn't sound good. We'll find out on Saturday, but it doesn't sound good. Let's be fair, it doesn't sound good. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.